Ladies and gentlemen.
I can't really heard what Jeremy says because I got my 2 Stanley Cup rings right in my ear.
Introduce.
This is a guy that's going to be traded, though. You're an announcer with a long stick from time to time.
You think it's my fault? Is that what you're saying? This guy's such an idiot here.
The Puck Luck Fantasy Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Puck Luck Fantasy Podcast. I'm your host, Derek Sudemans, and today I'll be breaking down the 2 games on DraftKings. Make sure you check out our website, puckluckfantasy.com, where you can find our skater and stack rankings, some goalie rankings, and lots of good tools to help you build your lineups. Everything's completely free right now till the end of the season. Make sure you check that out now, and while you're there, throw your email in so we can update you, as well as you'll be eligible for a discount on a subscription for next season. Make sure you follow our Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let's just jump into the first game of the night. So the first game is between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Boston Bruins, and we're expecting to see Andrei Vasilevskiy facing off against Tuukka Rask. And so the goalies in general from tonight, there's a moderate amount of separation between the best and the worst, and that does happen to be between Vasilevskiy is our best and Tuukka Rask is the worst. What that mostly comes down to tonight is the expected shots against. So I was looking this up before the game because I saw that Vasilevskiy is expected to see over 40 shots tonight, which seemed really high. So when I checked it out, though, I noticed that Boston really shoots the puck a ton at home. They have over 38 shots per game, as well as Tampa Bay allows an above average amount of shots per game. So when you combine those two, they should have a ton of shots against. So for tournaments, that makes Vasilevskiy a top option tonight because if he can get over 40 saves and he gets, if he lets a couple of them in, he's still going to get a huge score there. So he's a great tournament option. Maybe not as good for cash, but still, even he would be playable since he comes at a moderate price tag there. So really, he's a good play either way. I like him definitely for cash, or for tournaments. Especially targeting him a lot. Going to be sort of staying away from Rask, but he's not like ridiculously undervalued tonight. So really, you can go to any of these goalies if you need to. Find the one that best fits your lineup, and that's really all you need to do. All right, so let's move into the stacks for this game. There is a lot. We'll start with the top one of the night, which happens to be the Boston's second line. So this one has Jake DeBrusk, Rick Nash, and David Krejci on it. And in particular, Rick Nash is super valuable. So I'm going to be targeting him individually, definitely for cash games. But for tournaments, them as a whole, they're still they're a great play. They'll probably be fairly low owned, and they're in a great spot at home. We think that with the matchups, we're expecting the top line of the Bruins to now finally see the top line of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and so that really drops the top line of the Lightning down in value. And that really, what that does is open up the second line for Tampa, and we see that they're the third rated value line of the night. So that really does make sense. Tampa Bay 2 will be seeing the depth of the Bruins, so Point, Palat, and Johnson. It's really too bad, though, that they had such a big night last game because that will really attract a bunch of people, so their ownership will really go up, but hopefully it won't go too high because they are in a really good spot tonight now that they won't have to be doing the checking line duties. Allows them to freeze them up a little bit to score a little more, so definitely going to be getting a bunch of them into my lineups. We like the top line of the Bruins as well, so they're the 4th rated line of the night, and I'm going to be getting a lot of them because they're really the only one that have a high salary as well as that high value. So going to be getting a ton of the Bruins tonight. They've been rolling, although, yeah, they've sort of been a little bit inconsistent. They've been like going huge some nights, and then other nights they've been relatively quiet. So hopefully tonight they'll be back to having a big night because I'm going to be targeting them very heavily. You can pair up Torrey Krug with them. He works very well. He's very high in our rankings. He actually works very well with the second line for Boston as well. And that would be a little bit sneaky because he pairs with Rick Nash on the power play there. So that's a nice little mini stack, but even if you're using the full stack, that would work. And that would definitely be a little bit lower owned, and it would be give you a little bit of differentiation among the field there. So that would be another good play. So I'm just moving on to the Tampa Bay. The only other line that you can play would be, I would just play Alex Killorn really as a one-off. He's the only one that's really valuable because he is getting that first power play time. So when he is, so he's getting the first power play time still. So that's what is making him be valuable individually. I don't really like them as a line because they're pretty underpriced, so it's hard to really fit them. But if you need to, Killorn really as a one-off in cash. And then really, not going to be touching the Tampa Bay's top line because, they're really low in value because they're seeing the defense of Boston, which is really crushing them. So hopefully they will be contained tonight. We've seen they've even been able to get through the defense at times, but hopefully tonight won't be one of those nights. I also really like Zdeno Chara just as sort of a one-off defenseman. He's great for cash. He's been seeing a ton of ice time, and he gets so many blocks and shots, and so his floor is just really high. 4K is really cheap for him, so he's a great play. And then Victor Hedman, so really more as a one-off since we're not going to be targeting the top line. So you can pair. He is still though individually high up in the rankings. So if you're needing the defenseman one-off, he is definitely still usable for tonight. And that really does it. Maybe Charlie McAvoy could be played as well in Boston. He's been getting quite a bit of ice time as well. But those are really the main plays from this game. So we'll move on to the second game of the day. So this is between the Golden Knights and the San Jose Sharks. And we are now going to be in San Jose. We are in San Jose again, I should say. So San Jose will be probably matching up their Couture line again against the top line of the Golden Knights. They have the home ice advantage, so that's going to be probably a fairly heavy matchup. What that will do is open up the top line for the Sharks to go up against the depth of the Golden Knights. So they get a little bump tonight. In terms of the goalies, I really do like Martin Jones. He's probably my favorite cash play of tonight. He's very cheap, and he's still expected. His win score is right up there. So he is definitely a solid play for cash. Maybe tournaments as well. Definitely if he fits with the rest of your lineup. But definitely, I think he's the main go-to for cash for tonight. Then the stacks. So the top line will be up there with Pavelski, Kane, and Tierney. Even with the boost, they're still sort of just on the bubble there. But I will definitely be getting a few of them. They pair really well with Brent Burns, who is still pretty cheap. He's 6.6K, so make sure you pair him with them tonight. The Couture line does actually show up fairly decent too. They're more of a bubble play as well. There's just a lot more value in the other game between Boston and Tampa Bay today, so it's a little bit tough to really pick on either of these two teams, but really it'll probably be that top line, a little bit of the second line for San Jose. And then the other one that you could play is on the Vegas side of things, which is their top line. So our model thinks Carlson's a little overpriced, but it thinks the other two are a little underpriced with Riley and Marchessault. So you can take them as a whole, or you could even do just a mini stack of Smith and Marchessault with the defenseman Theodore. Yeah, Theodore's on their top unit. So that's another play that you could do there. But really, I'm going to be mostly going to the top line of Boston tonight for my really heavy hitters in terms of salary. All right, so that will wrap things up. I'm going to now go on to the Puck Luck picks of the day. This is where I give you value picks in 4 different tiers of prices. So in terms of the top price, I'm going to go with Brad Marchand today. So he's only $7K, which is really cheap for him. And then in terms of a medium to expensive tier, I'm going to go with Evander Kane at 5.5K. So that's really cheap for him. In terms of a sort of mid to cheap tier, I'm going to go with Rick Nash at 4.7K. And then in terms of a really cheap play, I like David Backes at 3.5K. My top stack of the night that I'll be targeting will be the second line from the Bruins with DeBrusk, Nash, and Krejci. And then there's one mini stack that I really like today, which is Krug and Rick Nash. All right, and that will wrap things up. Make sure to check out our website, puckluckfantasy.com. Also follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and find us on your favorite podcasting platform. We're now on iTunes and Stitcher. So make sure you check it out. Thank you for watching and have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.